Hello, I'm Phil Ernest in Barcelona, Spain. Barcelona is on the coast of the Mediterranean Sea. It is a 1 hour and 20-minute flight from Madrid. To illustrate the size of Spain, the entire country almost fits into the state of Texas. In today's video, I'll take you on a walking tour through the streets of Barcelona and show you some of the more interesting sights along the way. This is the Barcelona city flag that hangs proudly in the old Gothic Quarters in Barcelona. Now, this area is called the Gothic Quarters. Now, I want you to understand the Gothic period ran from the mid-14th century to the mid-15th century. Now, while this is called the Gothic Quarters, despite its name, a number of landmark Gothic buildings in the neighborhood do not date back to the Middle Ages. Rather, these buildings that you're seeing now in this video were made in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. The quarter was completely transformed from a sober neighborhood to a tourist attraction, and the reason they did that, it was a massive restoration project timed to be completed for the 1929 International Exhibition. The reason they wanted it constructed, it allowed the city to portray itself and the surrounding areas of Catalonia in a positive light to the world's media. So this restoration project went over so well that after the 1929 International Exhibition, they continued this project well into the late 60s by further restoring existing buildings and the creation of brand new neo-Gothic structures. I bring all of this up so when you come to the neo-Gothic quarters in Barcelona and you're walking through these alleys and you're seeing them, you can just understand how these came to be here. So even though these buildings were not made in the Middle Ages, they still have their own interesting story behind them. This is an old-time traditional Barcelona store. Let's look at this. Pretty cool. European little man out front and his little vehicle. Look at that. If you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to receive more of this informative content, please subscribe to the channel. In the heart of the Gothic Quarters, you'll find this beautiful Gothic-style church, the Cathedral of Barcelona. It is a 14th century church. And they have a cannabis shop. So if you're one who partakes in this activity, there's no need to bring it from home. Just come to the Gothic Quarters and it's here waiting for you. I'm now heading over to the Picasso Museum, and you know you're getting close to the museum when you see people here selling their goods off to the side. There's a lot of other museums on this walkway as well. This is inside the Picasso Museum. If you're planning to go to the museum, I will leave a link in the description below with how to get tickets. I think the entrance fee is 12 euros, which is pretty affordable. And they do offer some days free, so you want to check that website to stay on top of that. People often ask what made Picasso so famous. He was an artist that was primarily responsible for the whole development of modern art in the 20th century, notably through the invention of Cubism with Georges Braque about 1907. To illustrate what Cubism is in the world of art, notice these paintings that Picasso made and how he managed to use the cubes in different shapes in these fine works of paintings. This was a room I really liked. What they did is they took a bunch of Picasso's little sketches and put them on this wall, so it's like a Picasso wall of fame. People, when they think of Picasso, think of those crazy wild abstracts, but he was much more than just an abstract painter. It is said Picasso, as a young man, painted like an old man, and as an old man, he painted like a young man. Case in point, look at this painting here. This was early works of Picasso as a youth. And then, of course, there's the abstract paintings that we all come to know Picasso for doing. You could spend anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour and a half, depending how fast you want to go through and see the exhibits. I was really pleased that I came. If you're in the mood for some class and culture, I highly recommend checking out the Picasso Museum. So this is the cool, hip, happening part of Barcelona where the people come to eat tapas and drink alcohol and socialize. Also for the tourists, there's souvenir shops here to the right. So back there is where they have the Picasso Museum as well as some other museums you may be interested in. So for right now, I'm going to leave this little area here and go check out the Barcelona beach. This is the Basilica of Santa Maria del Mar. It is a 14th century church and an outstanding example of Catalan architecture, which is very unusual in large medieval buildings. On the beach of San Miguel, and check out this pretty cool architecture here. It looks like 4 boxes stacked on top of each other. As for the beach, this was different from any beach I had ever been on. For whatever reason, the kids enjoyed digging holes. Check out the kid to the right, dug all the way up to his waist, and the kid burying himself on the left. And when you're walking on the beach, careful not to fall into holes like this one right there, where some other kid just finished digging a deep hole and got up and left. As far as the waves, well, there aren't any waves at all on the beach. The good thing is, the water is a nice temperature to swim in. Another thing I noticed, people like to lay out on the beach totally clothed, even wearing their socks. Notice these 2 guys. And on the boardwalk, the sand sculptures game is top-notch. Not only can this guy sculpture, he can also dance. Look at that flame inside of that sculpture that he made. That's pretty neat. As you step up off of the boardwalk and onto this area of the beach, you'll find musical entertainers hustling for a euro. The 52-meter-long golden fish sculpture is one of the best-known and most striking landmarks on Barcelona's seafront. The fish statue was built for the 1992 Barcelona Olympics. The gold-colored steel structure serves as a canopy for the casino and restaurant. This is Catalonian Square. It is a large square in central Barcelona that is generally considered to be its city center and the place where the old city and the new 19th century built cities meet. The plaza occupies an area of about 50,000 square meters. It is especially known for its fountains and statues. The square played a significant part in the Spanish Civil War, in particular as a site of key events of the May Days. You are looking at Casa Batllo. This building was originally built in 1877. However, from 1904 to 1906, architect Antoni Gaudí did a full-on renovation. He completely changed the facade, redistributing the internal partitioning, expanding the patio of lights, and converting the inside into a true work of art. At present, Casa Batllo is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and an icon in Barcelona, a must-see for those who want to discover Gaudí's work and modernism at its finest. It is also one of the most highly rated cultural and tourist attractions, welcoming 1 million visitors every year. Just 2 kilometers away, you'll find another Antoni Gaudí masterpiece, Sagrada Familia. I made a separate video on this, so if you'd like to watch that one, please click on the link above. I will leave a link in the description below to how to get tickets to Casa Batllo and Sagrada Familia. If you would like to see my other videos on Europe, please click on the link now. Thank you so much for watching.